Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this one we are testing the GeForce RTX 3070 Ti in Stellar Blade demo, and we have the ASUS ROG Strix model of the GPU, the OC variant. Here are all the specs. As you can see, we have the latest NVIDIA driver 576.52, we have GDDR6X from Micron, 8GB of VRAM, resizable bar is enabled inside BIOS. Over here in Task Manager we got the Intel Core i7 13700K CPU. For memory we got 64GB of DDR5, 6000 megatransfers per second, CL36. And finally, for MSI Afterburner, no overclocks are applied. Everything is set to stock settings. So let's jump into the game and check out the frame rates. Here inside the menu, guys, we're gonna start this off with 1080p resolution at first. And we got frame rate set to unlimited. Motion blur is set to 0. Chromatic aberration filter is turned off. And I've also reduced camera shake, because if you set it to 10 by default, it's a lot of shake which goes on. We don't want that. And for the graphics, we are using the very high preset, and we are using DLSS 4. Obviously, this game comes out with DLSS 4 day 1, and we are using DLAA at first. And sharpness, I'm gonna probably set it to 5 because we are at 1080p right now, and reflex is set to on. And this game has DLSS and FSR support, both of them, no XeSS though. And the rest of the settings are set to the very high preset. And here we go, let's check this out. So here we are, guys, and we are getting 136 right off the bat. And this game is on UE4, not UE5. That is why this is so much more optimized. You won't really see any stuttering or any low frame rate or performance issue throughout this game. And by the way, I'm playing on a 27-inch 4K monitor, and that's why for me 1080p looks really bad on a 4K panel. It may not look as bad as it looks right here for me, but as you can see, it's very smooth. The 1% glows. I have tried this game earlier on the 4070 Ti Super. It was running pretty well. Oh, I don't want to fall there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. And I really like the long hair of her in this game. You can even change it to short hair if you want from the settings. And look at that frame rate go up to 150 plus. No wonder this game is so much optimized. And my GPU temps is kind of going high there, even though this is an ROG Strix GPU. And it still goes such high temperature. I don't know, the cooler is really bad on this card. We got the code.
Still has the security code registered. It also has record of a message log.
Can I just jump down?
Scan complete.
Maybe not. Whoop! Oh my goodness. Maybe I need to go down, I guess. That. Let's jump down. Oh, apparently not. We didn't have to go down. Oh man, she's so cute. I really like her character. She's so pretty and cute. Okay, where do we need to go? That way? Okay, climb that. Instead, I went down, unfortunately. And there's a little bit of CPU bottlenecking, as you can see, at 1080p resolution. And it's not that much. It stays around like 96, 95. So, yeah.
You have to cross here.
Overall, this frame rate is pretty acceptable with maxed out graphics settings at 1080p. But I'm eager to see, can we stay above 60 FPS at 1440p native without any upscaling? I think we should be able to. Most likely we'll hover around that 70 FPS mark. Hang on, wow, she's pretty acrobatic. I need to jump on that wire, I guess.
I can't reach the ladder. The water level is too low.
Try using the plank.
Yeah, fishes also. Oh, there's underwater too. Nice. Something there. I need to increase the water level for that. And VRAM usage is gonna be the most problematic, I'm assuming, at 1440p, because we are already like allocating around 7.2. So I wonder what's gonna happen at 4K. I mean, 1440p, not 4K. We'll obviously try 4K as well. How do I increase the water level? And by the way, this game's texture, they don't really look that next gen or anything. But it's okay from what it looks. Even though I'm using the 4K textures, as I've shown you already, it's still like Nothing special to me. Actually, we were not using the 4K textures. That's my bad. So let's try enabling the 4K textures and see. So I'm enabling 4K textures now. Let's go back and see if that makes any difference. It probably doesn't do anything. I mean, maybe because we are playing at 1080p and not 4K, and those textures are meant for 4K. So maybe that's why. Can I jump on anything in this game? Wait, there's fall damage in this game? I did not expect that. Oh no, it spawned me back here again. This is 99 bar. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Relax, my friend. Look at all those particle effects. Sometimes they kind of drop your FPS here and there, but not by much. I really like the lighting in this game. It's quite good. Oh, this octopus, not again. Let's kill this fat boy real quick. And I'm playing on story difficulty, by the way, not on the highest difficulty. I mean, there are like only 2 difficulty in this game. So yeah, I have no interest to get myself beaten up. Fast food, I don't know. Probably the one we got earlier, maybe. What's in this? And there are some stuttering here and there, maybe because of the CPU bottleneck we are having. That might be the reason. Now we can also utilize FSR frame generation because we are on a 30 series GPU, so we can only use that. So let's try that. How do we enable? Says it's locked. Can't I use that? Okay, there we go. FSR3, not FSR4. Even though we wouldn't get FSR4. But let's try this. Native AA and it's a sharpness and turn on frame generation. Okay, we need to restart. So we're going to restart and be back. And here we can see with FSR frame generation turned on, we are getting above 120 frames per second. Sometimes it drops below 120. And by the way, the input lag is unnoticeable totally, even though this is FSR 3 frame generation. And there is some weirdness on our hair. Even it was there with DLSS frame generation also on her long hair. Maybe if you make it short from the settings, it won't be that distracting overall. And yeah, the grass and stuff, they don't look that good. A lot of weirdness on them, I can see. A bit of shimmeriness, maybe. That's what I want to say. They look pretty soft as well. And we are using what that's called? FSR native AA, and obviously that's really bad compared to DLAA. So that's why it looks even more worse. If we could use like FSR 3 frame gen on top of DLAA, that would be great. Alright. There's some slight stuttering here and there, but it's pretty bearable in my opinion. And frame generation, I don't have any issues. It's pretty much playable. What the heck? What was he trying to do? How to use my abilities? I forgot the key. What do we have here? Investigate. Let's do some investigation. Got some kind of power, it seems. And she puts it on herself.
Your memories live on
Made a core.
forever.
I don't know what's that. She's so pretty and cute at the same time. Alright guys, I think that will be it for 1080p resolution. I don't see any other settings to be tested. I don't think we need to use any DLSS quality because it runs pretty flawless with what it is already. So let's just jump into... Oh, I thought it was going to explode there. Probably will, yeah. Look at that explosion. Didn't drop the FPS by much. Now we are at 1440p resolution, and As you can see, the settings are pretty much the same and everything is maxed out. We are basically using the very high settings preset with 4K textures. By the way, we're going to use DLAA at first and then try some upscaling if required. I think we will try eventually. And the textures, I'm going to change that to 4K texture. That is the environment texture. There you go. And there's no 4K for character textures, by the way. And basically everything is pretty much maxed out. Let's try this now. And well, look at that. I was expecting 70 FPS and it blew my expectation there, and it went above 80 pretty easily. And I was really worried about the VRAM there, but it still seems to be doing pretty well. It's like under 8 GB the allocation, and usage is still below 7. It could probably go above 7 pretty soon, but I hope it stays below 7. Even if it goes, I don't think it will hit 8. But yeah, I can straight away notice a lot more stutter and a bit of input lag here and there when the frames start to drop. Let's try going up. Look at our power draw there. Wow. It's actually going above the rated TDP, it seems like. I think 300 watt, isn't it? That's what it's rated at. And I think we're gonna get GPU throttling soon at 83 degrees. I think I might need to increase the fan speed a bit. Hang on. So now my fans of the GPU are running at 100%. And by the way, there are like 3 fans on this GPU, obviously, but MSI Afterburner can only show speed of 2 of them. And let's make these jumps. Look at her hair, though. Doesn't look that messed up on native resolution though, but it happens when you use the upscaling or especially frame generation. It looks kind of weird. Let's jump down there. Oh, I forgot we have fall damage. How do we get the water up? Look at that FPS dropping below 70 there occasionally, but I think it still should not be an issue. How do we dive control? Maybe there's something down here which can increase the water level, maybe. We gotta use this blank. Yeah, it's a lot more laggy. You can see the frame time there. Nice. You can actually move these. Get up on that, and let's see. Should have grabbed that ladder there. But yeah, it's so nice to see such optimized games coming out on PC nowadays. But I think it's not gonna stay like this forever, as more developers, especially the AAA devs, are slowly transitioning to UE5. And I don't know when will UE5 become optimized. Maybe in next 5 years or so. Hopefully, become soon, because I don't want Witcher 4 to be stuttering all the time. And by the way, I think they're gonna show Witcher 4 with UE5 features on it on the June 3rd. Really excited to see that. So yeah, guys, overall for performance, as you can see, 1% lows are not that bad, but there are some occasional stutters here and there. So let's try this with Qlty DLSS and see what happens. We're gonna use the same settings, that is maxed out 4K textures. And even with 4K textures, the VRAM stays below 8 easily. So we're just going to use Qlty DLSS on 1440p and check this out. Hopefully our CPU is able to keep up. And indeed it does. Now we're getting 100 plus. Hopefully those stutters won't be happening. There are still, oh my god, those spikes there. That input lag there. Don't know why is that happening. It wasn't really happening at 1080p, and we are still below the VRAM limit there, so that should not be happening. There's like a shield in front of him. That's like a giant ant with a shield. That was a perfect dodge. Take this bastard ant out. Gonna cut his legs off. Is there a dismemberment in this game? I don't think so. I gotta get rid of the shield if we can. How to use my abilities? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe? No. No clue. I gotta look at the controls. I think my GPU needs some pace changing and thermal pads changing, because it's out of warranty as well. So yeah, we can do that. But yeah, guys, with quality DLSS, there's a lot less stuttering overall. I'm gonna do is hit this barrel and make that explode. Damage him. There we go. Excellently done. Oh, it's still not dead. Come on, you should have been dead from an explosion. Oh my gosh. Ambush. This bastard. Get the heck out of here. Wish we could like cut their arms and their limbs off. Like in Dead Space with a... What do we call that gun? What was that weapon name? So yeah, I was gonna say that I'm gonna disable like the 4K textures and see if the frame time stables out a bit more. So let's do that. Quickly head in and disable the 4K textures. We're still gonna leave DLSS set to quality and set the textures to like very high. I hope this is gonna work out. Let's play it for a bit and see. So far it looks better actually. There are still some spikes here and there, but yeah, it's a lot less compared to what it was with 4K textures. And it's the VRAM which has also reduced, of course, but not a big difference. Anyway, what's this? I cannot do. Restore my health. What's it doing? Oh, it opened up the gate. Oh, so we can't heal inside here. It used my healing thingy to actually open the door. Great. I'm gonna die here since I can't heal anymore and I can't use my power-ups either. I'm gonna keep on parrying him. Hold my defense key, that is E. And inside we're getting around 144 frames per second, 145 then. That one's down. Let's take him down as well. Very smooth experience overall without using the 4K textures, I mean. So yeah, no need to use them. There's not much difference overall from 4K to normal. I literally don't see anything. Maybe we will in 4K, try that. But I doubt we can use that because of the VRAM at 4K. As this GPU is an 8GB GPU, which the 3070 Ti was a 12GB card, you know. Then it might have been able to handle it. Let's get this bastard ant out. Oh, I want to use my power-ups. Oh, okay. So we can actually, the skills we can use with the 1, 2 and all that. Nice. I just randomly pressed them. Break all of these things here. What's that? Investigation. Look at her
Adam,
face.
What is this?
So pretty.
Don't
Oh my
you know
goodness.
this already? It's a map.
I'm totally
A map?
falling in love with her.
How do you synchronize the
I'm also going to try 1440p with high graphics preset settings using DLAA. Let's check this out real quick. Look at the expected VRAM there. It just crossed our 8GB mark, but it still runs fine. As you can see in game, it only allocates like 6.5. I don't know why it says there. It has crossed the VRAM limit there. I have no idea, but if I don't use upscaling, that is DLSS quality, 1440p, there is a lot of stutter and input lag, as you can see in the frame time graph, going thick at times. So yeah, make sure you use some upscaling, some DLSS quality when playing at 1440p, and obviously since we need that in 1440p, you'll have to use upscaling at 4K for sure. But I'll still try it natively, see what happens, just for fun. Yeah, it's very laggy with DLAA. So let's quickly enable quality DLSS, that is with the high graphics preset settings. And I just want to show you that how smoother it becomes with quality DLSS turned on. And the image only looks a bit more softer, but since this is DLSS 4 out of the box or out of the launch, by the way, this is a demo, not the full game. And because of that, the image still looks pretty cool and amazing at the same time. You don't see any like downgrades overall, apart from the vegetation looking a little bit more softer overall. So yeah, you don't need to use the high settings preset, because even with very high, that is maxed out, without using the 4K textures for the environment textures, the game with DLSS quality runs flawless even at 1440p. So just do that. And I'm just doing this if some of you want to still get high frame rate with lower graphics. So that's for them. Get this bastard real quick, cut off his arms and limbs, which we could. There we go. Oh, what was that? Holy. Oh no, I need to heal. I forgot my healing that thing, medicine. I kept it back there. So we're gonna try 4K resolution now, and with the medium graphics preset, not gonna try low. And we are gonna use DLSS 4, DLAA. Sharpness, we can drop it a little bit because it's at 4K, don't want 5 sharpness. And so settings are set to medium as well, not using any 4K textures or anything. Wow, look at that. That is so close to getting like 60 frames per second. But unfortunately not. It stays around 50, mid 50s. But this is quite playable still. I mean, we can still use quality DLSS to achieve 60 plus easily. It should be above like 80, pretty much like 75 plus all the time, without any doubt. It's a fake one. Get all that explosion. Yeah, we need to use some upscaling. Like we had to at like 1440p only. So yeah, this is 4K. And I was really worried about the VRAM, but right now using medium settings, I don't see any issues so far. So let's see. Yeah, a lot of spikes there on the frame type. Come on, attack. I'm waiting. There we go. Beta skill ready. I'm gonna use my skills on that guy there. Very laggy, so yeah, shouldn't be playing this way. But it's really, I'm really happy to see a game in 2025 which we can play at 4K resolution, which also looks decent in terms of visuals on a 3070 Ti. Without upscaling, we can get like above 50 FPS. That's pretty good in my opinion. Let's quickly switch this to DLSS quality. And everything is on medium preset graphics preset settings. Here we go, as I said, 80 FPS. But still, what is going on the frame time? It's like spiking continuously. We are not out of VRAM either. It has gone down because of DLSS. But I don't know why it's doing this currently. It was like happening. Okay, it's still happening. I have no clue why it's doing that. Whenever I turn my camera around a lot, it starts to do that thick frame time. Oh, my friend. Look at those textures on medium. Awful. Some of the textures, they look bad. Some of them are still looking like they are on very high something, or at least high. So yeah, this is playable, but the only problem is those frame times. Hopefully balanced DLSS will get rid of all those stuttering. I really, really hope so. I'll be getting 95 frame rate. Oh man, no. It is still doing that. Yeah, frame time is really choppy. Let me climb that ladder and see what happens on the other side. One. Why is she missing it? Grab that. Nice. Only thing which looks good in this game are the characters, apart from the environment, which really doesn't look good on medium. The character detailing still looks flawless. Yeah, I think on balanced DLSS, it's a lot less of a laggy mess, which we were having earlier with quality DLSS, but it's still happening, but quite less. This is something still acceptable, I would say. Make him explode with the barrel quickly. He still doesn't die, I know that for sure. Ooh. Oh. I haven't seen anyone grab me like that. Take that piece of crap. Oh, this ant again. Oh, I was gonna try to dodge there. And those acrobatics. I'm so impressed by her. Come on. Even during fights, as you can see, it's not lagging or anything. It happens when just moving around most of the time. Not during fights though. So that's why I said it's kind of acceptable overall. Let's finish him off with the attack there. So with averages of 90, 89, yeah, it's pretty good, guys. And lastly, I'm gonna test this at 4K with very high graphics preset and using DLSS 4 and DLSS 2 performance, and everything is pretty much very high preset except the environmental texture. We are not using 4K textures because of the VRAM. Already it says it's above 11, but it's actually not, as you can see in game. Probably because it doesn't have enough memory. I mean VRAM, this GPU. That's why it's not climbing that much up. But honestly, it's running pretty good overall. Apart from the stutters and the choppy frame times, I don't see any other problem. Image quality looks fairly good. Apart from that hair, it looks very soft. Look at all those explosions causing some frame drops. But overall, I think it looks really good. That texture of the street or the road, that doesn't look nice. That's not very high textures. That looks crap. I mean, yeah, the textures in this game, they could have been really better. Even the 4K ones, they don't look any too better. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Do leave a like if you enjoyed, or if this video helped you. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Till then, take care and bye bye.